going on, Pink Domination? It's your boy Julian. Y'all know I'm upset about this one. Y'all know, girl. Y'all know I'm about to fight. I'm about to fuck you up. So if y'all don't understand me personally, if people just knowing me, y'all know I love all music. I'm an all music, country, rock, pop, R&B, alternative, grudge. You know, I love opera. I love all music. But you know, everybody has their top people, girl. And everybody know my top people is number one, Beyonce. I am a part of the Beehive. Yes, I am. And number two, and everybody always say, oh my goodness, but number two is Miss Britney Spears. Y'all. What? I know I love me some Britney. I've been to Britney concerts. I love me some Britney, girl. I got all the Britney albums. I got Britney t-shirts. Y'all know I love me some Miss Spears, y'all. So guess what happened? That happened, y'all, to Miss Spears. And let me tell y'all the story. So before I start this story, I just want to tell y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all how I feel about it. Then I'm gonna tell y'all the story. And I'm gonna tell y'all how we can resolve this matter. So first of all, this is how I feel about it. It's not their fault. That's how I feel. It's not their fault. It was just a misunderstanding. I do feel like Britney needs an apology. It don't have to be a public apology. Just go. You could go to her. Your team go to her. Hey, we sorry, Miss Spears. Whoop de whoop. And I know Miss Britney Spears because she did some statements, and I'm gonna have the statements up. But you can go to her. Also, the video, if y'all want to see the video of what went down, is on my Twitter and it's on my Threads. I love me some Threads.
Oh my God, what is that?
But you know, both sides apologize. Miss Spears is a classic girl. She would apologize to you. She understands, and let it be done by the day. So let me tell you what happened. So basically, this is what happened, Pink Domination. I'm gonna give you the Julian Cliff Notes version of what happened, y'all. So basically, as y'all know, this is a new basketball player. I forgot he played for the Spurs. You know, I'm not good at names. Baby sexy, he tall, he 7-something. I would ride it. Yes, I would ride it.
Just he can never not be gay for 5 seconds. I'm just like, can you not be gay for 5 minutes?
But that's another story. So basically, he was in Las Vegas for a tournament that the NBA is having with the new players and all that stuff. Whoop de whoop. I don't know that much about the sports.
You know, you gay and stuff.
And Britney Spears, she was in Vegas. You know, she lived in Vegas. She seen him. And she seen him again, so she decided, hey, I'm Britney Spears. I'm Britney, bitch. I'm gonna go say hey to him and congratulate him. So she ran up here, and there's the video out there. And she went up to him, and she tapped him on the back. And the video doesn't really show that she tapped him or even touched him. But then his security guard slapped her hand. And she hit herself and her glasses fouled out, and she was pretty upset, which she should be. And all she asking for is an apology. And like I said before, like, this is just a misunderstanding. And here's what she says about the incident, because I'm gonna give you her version of it. So this is Britney Spears' version of the incident. So I'm gonna put some allegedlys in there, allegedly. So this is part one of Britney Spears' version of it. Pause to read. I'm gonna give you time to pause to read before I talk. So Pink Domination, if you didn't want to pause to read and you want to listen to me talk, let me give you the Julian Cliff Notes version of this part one. So basically in part one, she said this is fair. She devastated, but she wanted to clear the air. Basically, she wanted to talk about it because somebody recorded it. So Britney Spears decided she had to talk about it.
That's all I have to say about that.
So basically, she said she was in a hotel and she came downstairs and she seen the baby and she said, "Oh, is that Mr. Whoop-de-Whoop basketball player?"
Who?
But she didn't say nothing to him at first. So then she was going to dinner and then she seen Mr. Whoop-de-Whoop basketball player again. She said, "Hey, I'm Britney Spears. Let me say something to him. Let me say hey and congratulate him on what was going on." So she said she went to go congratulate him and everything. And she had called his name. She said, "Mr. Whoop-de-Whoop, Mr. Whoop-de-Whoop, Mr. Whoop-de-Whoop." She was acting like a fan because one thing I love about Britney Spears, she really, even though she Britney Spears, she acts like us.
Great.
She act like us. But I do say that was her first mistake. When he wouldn't have said anything to me, I'd have said, look, F him.
What?
You know, I'm Britney Spears. I'm Britney bitch. So I just left it alone. But she, you know, being fangirl, she was like, oh, Mr. Whoop-de-woo, Mr. Whoop-de-woo. So she went out to tap him on the back, she said. And she say, in her version, she say she did tap him on the back. But in the video, it didn't show that she tapped him on the back. It don't even show she touched him. When she said when she tried to tap him again, the security guard backhanded her, and she got hit in the face by the security guard hand. With the video say that she probably hit her face with her own hand, but she say the security guard hit her.
That's what she said.
And then she said she almost fell back. She didn't say she fell, because I see people on the internet talking about Britney Spears said she fell. She never said that she fell. She said she fell back. So she was kind of upset about that. And all she asking for is a public apology. That's all she wanted is an apology. But you know, that's her version. And she got a part 2 to it too. So let me show you part 2. Now here's part 2. Let me move myself to the side, pause to read. So basically, in part 2, she said she felt so embarrassed that it happened, and she really feel disrespected, and all she wanted was an apology. And she kind of went off on, you know, hitting women. You should never hit women, which I have to say this: when it happened, and then they seen that it was Miss Britney Spears, even though I say Britney Spears was wrong too.
Okay? Are you okay, Annie?
What happened to her?
She was struck by a smooth criminal.
I felt like they should have just turned around and say, hey, oh, Britney Spears. He didn't have to stop or anything. Just turn around and say, we sorry, la la la, whoop de whoop, and put it like that. But she felt hurt. I would feel hurt too, because somebody just hit me, girl. And it didn't even say, oh, we sorry. And I know they wasn't paying attention, because the whole thing was they wasn't paying attention. They didn't know who it was. They just thought it was a crazy fan, which I understand their position. But when I would have found out it was Miss Britney Spears, I'd have said, hey. But allegedly, because I read another report, and when I read stuff, y'all, I try to read several sources, because I want to see if several sources say the same thing. And one thing that I heard was on the ESPN. If you read it, ESPN got an article about this, allegedly. Let me throw them allegedly in them.
Or we will see you.
And they said that they went, and after it all happened, went back to Britney Spears and apologized to her at a table. And I don't believe that's true, because not saying that I believe everything Britney Spears said, but Britney Spears is Britney Spears. I've been knowing Britney Spears for a long time and been watching interviews and everything.
If I don't sound ridiculous, I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man.
If they had apologized to Britney Spears would have said, yeah, they came in and apologized to me, But the fact that she keeps saying they ain't never apologized and all she wanted is an apology, then they turn around and say, well, we did apologize. But there was only one source that said that they apologized to her. I don't believe they apologized. I don't. But that's Britney Spears' version of the incident. So let me tell you Mr. Whoop-de-Woo version of the incident. So Mr. Whoop-de-Woo did an interview, and this is Mr. Whoop-de-Woo version. If you want to listen to my Cliff Notes version, if you don't want to listen to my Cliff Notes version, you can go see the video out there on the internet.
I don't really wanna do the work today. I don't wanna do the work today.
Basically, Mr. Whoop-de-Woo said he didn't even know that was Britney Spears. He didn't even know what was going on. All he knows is that somebody was chasing him, and they told his security guard and all his team told him to keep walking. Which I understand that, baby. The security said keep walking. So he didn't know that was Miss Britney Spears. Miss Britney bitch. But I don't feel like you have to lie, Craig. You don't have to lie, Craig.
You ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie.
Because he said she grabbed him. Now, maybe his memory is a little fuzzy. I didn't see her nowhere on the video grab him unless she grabbed him earlier and we just didn't see it. But nobody said that she actually grabbed him. But everybody say that the incident was a misunderstanding, because that's what this was. This was a misunderstanding incident. The police didn't need to get involved in all that. It was just a misunderstanding. But to me, I still think he kind of wrong too as well. Just like I say, I think Britney Spears is wrong, but I think he wrong as well, because once I'd have found out it was a Miss Britney Spears or anybody, I'd have been like, let's go apologize because this is blowing up, because it's Miss Britney, especially if it's a celebrity. Because, and I know a lot of them, I'm getting a lot of people in my comments say, why he gotta go apologize if it's a celebrity. But you gotta think about this, it's PR. You gotta think about PR. Because of her title, like if it's a fan, well, I don't think it's right for a fan. But when it's a fan, it won't, like, cause we have seen stuff like this happen all the time with fans. It won't track. But when it's a celebrity, it gets big like this, and people like me that don't know no better talk about it. You know, so if I was him, I'd have just went over there. Let me go apologize to Miss Britney, even if I didn't feel like I was sorry. Let me go apologize and everything, get all this PR and all that stuff, because that's all Miss Britney Spears is asking. So I just wouldn't apologize. You know, hey, let's apologize to her and let's move about our day. But he ain't never apologized. He said he didn't know who it was when he found out, when he went into his hotel room, because he was still thinking about the incident. And it was crazy, because it was like, how you didn't know who it was, but you was still thinking about the incident. You know, shouldn't this happen all the time? Because you just now became a big hot ticket item. Shouldn't stuff like this be happening to you all the time? You know, but now you just thinking about it. But when he found out it was Miss Britney Spears, he was sitting there on his bed, you know, looking sexy.
Don't be gay.
And he said, oh, that was Miss Britney Spears. But to see, when I would have found out that it was Miss Britney Spears, I would have said, let me go and apologize so we don't have all this drama, and Julian won't be getting on the internet talking about it and about to fight me, even though Julian ain't gonna win.
Don't say that.
Because we accidentally hit Miss Britney Spears, because you don't accidentally hit Miss Britney Spears, girl. You don't accidentally hit the girl that made one of my favorite songs on here better.
That's on period.
So we don't do that. But what y'all think about this news, Pink Domination? This is crazy. This is crazy. Britney, I hope you're doing all right. It was a misunderstanding. You know, if he don't want to apologize, I will apologize. Mr. Whoop-de-woo, I'm sorry. I'm apologize for Britney also. It was just a misunderstanding. I'm apologize for everybody. It was a misunderstanding. Let's move on, y'all. Let's move on and love each other. Thank y'all.